That is creepy. But cutting on the beat. Cutting on the beat is very important in music videos. Sorry, I had to jam there for a little bit. Match cuts are what make this scene look really good and cohesive. Hey, my name is Roman and I've been doing freelance filmmaking for the past 3 years in weddings and in also a lot of YouTube. However, there's one area of filmmaking that I've always wanted to get into, and that is music videos. However, due to time constraints and priorities, I have not actually done any music videos yet. But today I am going to react to a music video, even though I've never done one. And that particular music video is a song by 21 Pilots called The Outside. Now just beware, the first 30-ish seconds of this music video are a little, not bad, but they are kind of creepy. So I'll put some timestamps for you to skip if you are sensitive. So without further ado, let's break down the cinematography and filmmaking of The Outside music video. So first, that is creepy. We start off with that transition between the dragon with the yellow eyes, and then it transitions nicely right here. You can see the eyes are almost matching up with the eyes of this guy. I don't know why he has yellow eyes, but he does. So that's matching up. And then the camera is pulling out on both the shots so that it makes it very consistent. Now I know about this shot right here is that all of these little tubes are actually, they're called tube lights, obviously, and they're usually made by either Aperture or Nanlite. Nanlite makes the Pavo tubes and Aperture makes the, I don't know what they're called, but they have some sort of number, whatever. But these are really useful. You'll see them in a lot of music videos. They just look cool in general. And another thing I want to point out about this clip also is that there is probably haze in this room, or they were using a diffusion filter. Now they can also do this in post to get that soft effect, but the diffusion filter just does it in camera and looks a lot better in general. But I would say haze, diffusion filter, editing, that's usually how people would go about it. Oof. I love the following of this. Ooh. Yeah. So right here, notice all those cuts are very fast. You can feel the energy of what they're doing, and you can kind of feel how the dragon's moving along with the movements, and it's very seamless, and this is such a well done scene. And then he falls down to the floor, and the eyes go dark, both in the guy and in the dragon. So now we start off the main music video, which is the fun part. You turn up the volume. All right. Ooh. So that was probably filmed using a practical effect, using like a filter or an older lens, or they just put some sort of thing that in front of the lens that blurred the lens out, as you can see by this kind of effect. You can also do this in post, which they may have done. So also in the scene, you notice there's a lot of snow falling. Now, usually that's not actual snow because it's a lot larger than actual snow. It's probably a fake sort of snow that they're just sprinkling down above them, and it just is more consistent. It clings to their hair better, and it overall looks better than actual snow, and it's not as miserable for them to be in either. So, nice shot though. And then right there, that is called a snorri cam. So that's where they have a vest strapped to you, and then they have these poles that come out, hold a camera right in front of your face. It's really simple. It's just a type of rig, and it's used in a lot of music videos, and it looks really cool. So, why not use it? And more snorri cam right there. Also, I don't think this was filmed on anamorphic lenses, which would typically give you that wide angle look. It does have a wide angle look, but it's more likely they cropped or like used the actual in-camera settings to crop rather than actually using anamorphic lenses, because anamorphic lenses look a little bit different. But if I notice it, I will point it out.
Try to take my vibes, or am I on the outside?
Snorri cam, and then more haze, if you notice. Common themes, they tie it in. Also, color grade, if you've noticed so far, is very blue. If we go back a few frames, we see here, very blue, very blue. Almost everything in the shot is very cold and blue, and that's kind of symbolizing the feeling that he's feeling on the outside where it's cold. I'm just making up stuff now. That's nice right there, because they cutting on the beat. Cutting on the beat is very important in music videos. You don't have to do it all the time, but it does help a lot. Sorry, I always think that shot right there is just funny. I always think that shot there is kind of funny, just how he's walking up this hill. It almost looks like it's filmed in a lower frame rate, like 12 frames per second. I don't know. It just gives me that feeling. It's almost like he just like hops up the hill. Ooh. And if you notice, they're using a lot of rack focusing, like in this shot and right there, to show this creature that's in the background, which you're going to see later on. I'm also noticing, oh, there's the creature again. I'm also noticing they're switching between close, tight lenses to kind of convey that feeling of being like in the forest, like really tight, and then wide angle lenses to kind of go around them as they're looking up and wondering what all this stuff is, basically. A lot of tight angles. You can really see the compression right here. That also helps to show the background, because you can see in the background there's just all these caves and stuff, and you see some yellow on the hill. I don't know what that is, but that might be something. Oh, another rack focus to the creature. Oh, and now it's nighttime, and it's a lot darker. Now, they could have done this in camera, they could have done it in post. There's a lot of ways you can actually film night scenes rather than just filming at night. I would say this was filmed at night though, because there's a lot of, if you notice, if I increase the resolution, you can look in this corner and you can kind of see there's a lot of what we call noise, and they used to call it grain back in the days of film. But there is a lot of that grain and noise, which just looks really nice. I think they were going for a vintage look. I think they used vintage lenses as well. A lot of the shots you're seeing some, especially early on, there's a lot of this chromatic aberration, not a ton, but it just doesn't look perfectly sharp or perfectly crisp. It looks a little bit more vintage, and sometimes that's not a bad thing. Sometimes that's a good thing, because it can give you your desired look for the music video. Ooh. By the way, these are all callbacks to previous videos, previous songs from 21 Pilots. That little tune that you're hearing, that's from a song called Migraine. So you can go listen to that song and you'll hear it. And this shot right here is really nice as well. I love the color grade, but now they're introducing some warmth with the torch again. So the torch is coming back. They're not as scared of the forest. They're not as trapped. It's a little bit more, it just feels more relaxed, even though it's a cave. Also notice they're adding a little bit more yellow. So they do start out with an orange kind of flame and a blue background, but now it's yellow. So interesting change. If you know 21 Pilots well, then you would know that yellow is actually a very integral part of their storylines. And this is all shot handheld, looks amazing. Oh, Again, the snow effect coming from the roof, coming from the ceiling of the cavern feels really nice too. Adds a lot of depth. Ooh, that's a really good shot. And they had a light, definitely had a light rigged up. This is probably, sorry to spoil it to you, but it's all a set. This is most likely all a set, and the entire cave scene is probably all set. And this is just to make it simple for them. They can light it a lot easier. And the theme of the song is coming back in now. So he's gonna start singing again. Ooh.
I am a megalodon, oceans feeling like a pond, swimming like a beast underneath, they be clinging on. Meteoric rise in prehistoric times, now that meteor is coming. I am...
Sorry, I had to jam there for a little bit. So this shot's really cool. I love this shot.
I am a megalodon, oceans feeling like a...
So this is a really wide angle lens to make it feel very open. And also, it's kind of pointing up at him, makes him feel a little more powerful. Earlier, he kind of was looking around, he kind of felt nervous. This song to me represents him being on the outside of the music industry now that he's kind of later on in his career. He hasn't been around in his career that long, but for him, it feels like there's new people coming in. He's kind of feeling like he's on the outside, but now he's saying he's kind of coming into his rap and he's like kind of feeling the music and he's getting into it and he's starting to become a little bit more confident in being and using his style even in a modern day and age where there's a lot of different music out there that has no similar sounds to what he does.
Pond, swimming like a beast underneath, they be clinging on. Meteoric rise in prehistoric times, now that meteor is coming. I am Megatron, cogs of...
Again, the light with the snow coming through the roof. It's amazing.
On them, the little cogs got together, started renaissance.
Funny thing is, you see the same spot of light. Most likely, they just filmed the same part over and over again with different lenses for different parts of the song. It's probably not like actually 3 different sections with light coming through the roof. It's just the same thing. They just filmed it over. Sorry to spoil it for you, but that's probably how they did it.
Down, you got it. Everybody up and down, they're nodding.
This is all CGI. Obviously, all these characters are CGI. Most likely.
Hands are moving up and down, you got it. Everybody standing up.
Also, because he's kind of in a place where he feels more comfortable now, the color grade's a lot warmer. It feels a lot more inviting. Also, you notice the warping effect from the fire, the heat coming through the fire, makes it feel a little bit more warm, and people are used to that effect happening in real life. So, it's cool.
One by one, take a hit, join the club, kids are try to take my fun, take a hit, join the...
And if you notice, the main creature with the antlers is walking back out, and you'll see what he does in a few seconds.
Club, kids are try to take my vibes.
He looks over, he sees him,
Or am I on the outside?
and he's following back out into the outside. Interesting. Maybe this represents him when he's with these creatures. He feels whatever these creatures represent. Whenever he's with those things, he kind of feels like he's at ease. He's able to kind of create his own niche. He's feeling more confident, and then he goes back to the outside. It's scary. And it's cold. Ooh, and there's the drummer again in the background if you notice. CGI. I love this shot right here. Now this has a really good example of balance in cinematography, where you have the drummer over here who he doesn't add much weight to the image, but then you have this huge, massive rock over here. You have the main singer right here, and you have the creature right here. So you have 2 small things on this side, and then he's not huge, but then you have this large rock. You also have this rock. So having everything kind of like that makes it feel very natural, balanced, easygoing. You can also use this to the other effect to make it feel unbalanced. If you remove the drummer and you remove the creature, this would not this would not be a great shot to me, but it could represent something else, which is what music videos are all about, finding the message. And if you also notice, you can look at this ridge right here on the rocks, and you can see a little bit of chromatic aberration from what it appears to be. It's a little bit blurry. It doesn't look perfect, which indicates it's probably filmed with a vintage lens. It looks cool though. It matches what they're going for. That shot, somebody actually handed him the antlers. Obviously they can't have the creature hand in the antlers because the creature doesn't exist. Ooh. Sound effects on this song are really, really good, by the way. Whoever did it, you did a great job. The camera movement with the people in the back, the creatures in the background, the camera movement towards the drummer. They're getting ready for him. They're telling him, come on, let's go. And that's a really good wide angle shot, by the way. I go back to this guy. He's coming back alive when he has the antlers. It probably represents something. I don't know what it represents. Ooh. Now his eyes are also yellow. This could be from putting like colored contacts in, or it can just be special effects.
I'm on the outside in the summer heat. You can pay the cover charge, I'm in the street. Little did they know that they can't touch me. I'm vibing. I'm on the outside in the summer heat.
Match cuts are what make this scene look really good and cohesive. Cutting between Tyler, who is the main singer, and the people with the red cloaks, the bishops, it makes it feel like the story is actually happening, which is him kind of fusing together with the guy in the robe to kind of do the movements.
You can pay the cover charge, I'm in the street. Little did they know that they can't touch me. I'm vibing.
That's another reason why they did the blue color grade outside, and they did the blue color grade in the room with the tube lights. Helps it be more cohesive. Also, I love how the drum is just vibing in the background. It's just cool. Ooh, really fast match cut right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's between him and the red guy in the red cloak. Boom. And he's back to normal. And the poor guy died again. And now this is pitch black. The only light is the light from their torches. And that's why all you see is his face. And now you see the lights in the distance. It signals to people who are still close to the city. And that's a really cool transition, by the way. It's probably done with a drone. Pulling out really fast. But then they most likely, do some VFX work, obviously. Yep. So they cut it, and then they have a new clip where they have two lights, and then they have those people. So 2 different clips, cut, add some VFX with the clouds, makes it realistic. Ooh. You remember that fire, the blue fire? That's the city, I guess. Looks cool. Blue, yellow, contrasting. Ooh. So this scene right here, this is from another music video called Nico and the Niners. If you want me to react to that music video, let me know in the comments below and give this video a thumbs up. That lets me know that you actually want to see that video. So I will do that reaction as soon as I can. If there are any music videos, any interesting videos that you've seen with filmmaking or cinematography, please do let me know. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot, and I will see you next time.